Except for Voltorb and Electrode.
Okay.
Just get switched upside down.
Okay, so what we're
But
talking...
then, I can also kind of see that, like, if they were separate Pokemon, as, like, funny as it sounds with the fact that I just said they were only flipped upside down. But I could get if they were separate Pokemon, because, like, I was born with red on top, but I was born with white on top. But if one turns into the other, what the fuck? Does his face
wait.
droop?
Okay, let me switch this. Okay, what we're doing is we're recording this now, and we're talking about Pokemon evolutions and all the shit we don't like. Okay, so far we've got Venomoth and Venonat.
Alright, let's not introduce ourselves. Sorry.
No, let's not introduce ourselves ever. That's Cletis, by the way.
Yeah, Cletis here. You have Bixir over here. Say your name.
Bixir.
That's him.
Something, yeah.
That is he.
You really know how to introduce yourself.
I really do.
He's
Bixir, you're here. Say your name. Bixir.
He is our professional. He is our professional
You
emotion.
don't have any stage fright, do you? At all?
No, I
have any
don't.
emotion. What are you talking about?
You have microphone fright? Micro fright, as it were?
He has the best air laugh ever. And then of course you have the ace in space, Jeremy over there.
How's it going?
Okay, so we were talking about Pokemon, and suddenly we decided we wanted to yell at each other about which Pokemon suck, and evolution-wise, because of the new Pokemon X, Y, Z, K,
Mega Mewtwo.
and Mega Mewtwo.
For the record,
Mega
I love
shit.
Pokemon, everything, everywhere, all the time.
All Pokemon is amazing, but
Any position, any age.
Except the ones we hate, which
Except
we're
for
talking
Yeah,
about.
except for the ones we hate. I don't hate any. I just have like little tiny problems with certain things. These two, on the other hand, don't like
You
anything.
just
ever.
like them less.
okay. So we've
I just
gone
like
over,
them a little less.
we've gone over like Pokemon 1 to 100 on the National Pokedex, right? That's the one we're
Yep.
on.
Yeah,
And,
using national numbers for
yeah,
this.
using
We're
national
start
numbers.
over as soon as Johto happens. Or Gen, rather. I'm talking like we're talking about the anime. As soon as the Johto series opens up.
No. Just
But, like,
no.
We've gone over
Misty
Pokemon.
left.
Oh, that was the worst thing that could ever happen to the show. Was Misty left? I was like, well, okay.
Well,
I think it really fell off the map when they changed, when they got off of 4Kids, and all the voice actors they'd been using for those 9 seasons.
Oh god.
It's like, oh, we have a contract with 4Kids, goodbye.
Yeah, that was probably the most like. Tracy was cool. I liked Tracy. Brock, I kind of like, kind of don't like, depending on what.
But that
season.
4Kids thing was just like the nail in the coffin
Yeah,
for the
definitely.
entire thing. Like, they had a bunch of stuff piling up until then, and then they were like, we're dropping 4Kids, and then it was just like, well, everything is gone.
Okay, but so we've talked about the Pokemon we don't like. What is it? Shit, we've gone from.
We started. Everything was fine until Venonat and Venomoth.
Yeah, Venonat Venomoth was kind of like, why isn't there a cocoon? Because it's a moth now, and moths. We've googled this.
I googled it. Moths do use cocoons. Those two said they didn't.
I
Well,
wasn't sure.
Said.
I wasn't sure. He proved
I'm
me
still
wrong.
not a believer.
Still
Google
not a
wise.
believer. I said how I don't like the Nidoran ever, any of them.
Ow.
Just
Ow.
a
Ow.
hater.
They're just.
Bix is getting his feelings hurt again.
Diglett Dugtrio, we've gone over. Poliwag should have evolved into something else before going to Politoed instead of Poliwhirl going to Politoed.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Machamp's belt idea, but it kind of works, I guess.
Because it being
nice.
Japanese,
Okay.
it works.
Yeah, because it's
Bix really liked the belt, by the way.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
loves the belt.
As
He
he
wants a
just-
matching belt.
Right now. In case it wasn't
Machop, Machoke, and Machamp are all natives that we've enslaved.
Yeah.
Tentacruel is the most annoying thing when you're surfing. Golem compresses in the transfer cable, so you can trade him early on.
Mm-hmm.
Slowpoke.
I figured out trade evolution logic,
Yeah, he owned Trade Evolution. Okay, by the way.
by the way.
Slowpoke
Trade
Slowpoke should have a better interaction so he can evolve into Slowbro.
Mhm.
And then Farfetch'd is perfect.
Just-
Seal Grimer.
Perfect man.
Seal Grimer is kind of, their evolutions are just bigger, fatter than them. And then Ghastly Haunter Gengar, perfect.
I think we're just bitch slapping Gen 1ers at this point.
Yeah, we are.
Because they're all like, up to 151, it's perfect. And now the only things we've dogged on so far are the original 151.
And why shouldn't we? Gen 1ers are fags.
Gen 1?
I don't like really hardcore Gen 1ers. Like, if you're really nostalgic about the first generation of Pokemon,
I can understand that. I mean, nostalgia tinted goggles are nostalgia tinted goggles.
Yeah. But if it's going so far to where, like, anything past Mewtwo is a fucking crock of shit. Like, are you fucking stupid? Have you seen Ditto? That's gonna be one of the ones. Have you seen Ditto? It's a fucking piece of bubble gum, okay?
It's a failed Mewtwo. It is a failed Mewtwo. You can only ever find it near the laboratories. It's pink and it knows Transform, which the only other Pokemon that can do that is Mew, so suck a dick.
Okay, Illuminati theorist.
Yeah, buddy. Okay,
yeah,
but
Cletis and John are both conspiracy theorists.
A little bit.
But John is right. Cletis isn't.
When 9/11 happened?
What was that?
And it didn't really happen according to them. Just ask John.
According to John, I believe.
But Jeremy, John is right. Cletus isn't.
John is always right. Even when he's not right.
Because we can't argue with him or else he
Like, Cletus, shut up, you're wrong.
Okay.
John isn't here, so we're not allowed to make correct statements. Okay, anyway, what were we doing? We just got off Electrode.
I like Cubone to Marowak. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
My parents are dead!
What was that?
Eggs don't grow on trees.
Eggs do not grow on trees. Problem there.
So what? Like, I understand a lot of Pokemon is just like, oh, Japanese myths, like Magikarp to Gyarados, that jumps through the Dragon Gate thing and turn. Yeah, Sudowoodo.
Sudowoodo's so funny. I love him.
But Execute to Executor.
It
turns into a palm tree.
A stoned palm tree, by the way.
A really blazed palm tree at that.
He is gone.
If you look at Execute, it has...
Take it towards the burning bush.
What, 4 faces on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 5. And it cuts down to turning into a tree and having only 3 heads. It's just such a clusterfuck of, like, what happened and why.
They murdered each other and then planted the dead ones.
Planted eggs?
Seeds of life.
Yep.
I think Bix just answered every question I've ever asked. Seeds of life are eggs. Because organic life.
Because YOLO, right?
YOLO.
Hashtag Pokemon.
Apparently not. If you don't paint. Right. YOFO. There you go.
YOFO?
YOFO. Hardcore ass Pokemon, dude.
Okay.
Tyrogue or Tyrogu if you're from the West Coast.
And a faggot.
John and Cletis.
I don't. I call it Tyrogue. I call it Tyrogue. That is its name.
Tyrogue is fucking dumb.
What I don't like about that is that they made him a pre-evolution for the 2 of them.
And then then added another one on top.
Yeah, and they made him a pre-evolution sort of on a whim without thinking of, okay, if he turns into Hitmonlee, he loses his upper body to just really bad deformation.
Okay, what I did like, though, is I liked before Tyrogue. I think Tyrogue's a great Pokemon.
What do you mean before Tyrogue? Or are you talking about before he was a thing?
Before he was a thing.
I was gonna say, he is the pre-evolution.
No. Like, I loved Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan just as separate Pokemon.
Those 2 as separate things were fucking...
They were pretty tight.
And even if Hitmontop was a separate new thing, that would have been pretty fucking cool.
And, like, even if Tyrogue evolved into him, I don't even care.
Yeah, even if Tyrogue and Hitmontop were a separate thing, that'd be fine. But
like, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan had already established themselves as solo Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like,
same with Farfetch'd. Like, if they pulled that shit with, like, Pidgey and Farfetch'd, and there was, like, a little tiny baby bird Pokemon, I'd be like, hey, is this happening?
I wouldn't even touch that. Like, the coolest thing in the world was when you beat the, not the actual, like, physical gym, not like you got a badge for anything, and you got one of these Pokemon, but you had to choose.
It was a cool little event thing.
It was like one of my favorite parts, and I proceeded to use whatever one I chose until the very end, because they were just so kick-ass. I mean,
You know how you said physical gym?
Yep.
What about the metaphysical gym?
Shut up.
You know what that's called?
The one next door.
Library.
Shut up.
I was thinking of the metaphysical psychic gym right next door.
Yeah, that's what I was.
too.
That's what I
thought
jumped
you
to.
guys were gonna pull some shit and be like, "Oh, so a psychic gym." Alakazam and whatnot. What was that chick's name? Sabrina. There we go.
She was a
The
bitch.
most cliche
That was
psychic
the-
name ever.
That was the most annoying gym to like actually get through to the end, like the
I
pathways and all
hated
that.
Codes.
What about
Where
the
it was
ice
fucking
gym?
invisible walls all over the place. Like once I found a picture of it in a magazine, it was like a walkthrough, and they were just like, "Okay, here's where the walls are." I'm like, "Oh, okay," but like at the time, I was like, I was stuck in like the top right corner for 3 days. No food, no water.
No food, no water, no
I was
nothing.
writing in a diary, just looking at the other people in the gym, and they're like, "Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?" And
Day 3, I'm running out of water.
For this public building, I like have a cup out in front of me and like, James.
Day 3, I've run out of water, and Squirtle,
I run out of water. My
Squirtle,
Squirtle is out of water.
my Squirtle. I'm so bad.
Squirtle?
Yeah, that's what I said the first time. I said my Squirtle.
Just no.
I'm so good at words.
No.
Shut up,
You're
Bix.
so good at talking.
This is not BixMatters. That's what this one's gonna be titled. This is gonna be called BixMatters. Okay, another one I can't do. Lickitung to Licky Licky.
I can understand. Well, I can't really understand, but I don't really have a problem
Like,
with some of those. Like, it's kind of like Yanma to Yan Mega.
Yeah, but
It's a
like,
thing where it's just like, re-evolution, because why not? Like, okay, I'm fine with it. I can understand.
to me, Lickitung was such a like standalone, like Farfetch'd, that it was just perfect how it was.
I seriously didn't expect a Licky Licky. That was pretty
No,
weird.
that threw me
That
for a
works.
loop.
I don't even see how that's an evolution, though. It's just like,
Larger,
It's like Licky Tongue, but not.
but
Yeah,
fatter, and he looks sort of like a deformed Majin Buu.
yeah, he straightened out his legs so his knees aren't all bent, and he got a hairdo.
And he's just like the fat Majin Buu. Right?
That's kind of like something where you go on Divine Art and you look at people's like Pokemon
Oh,
Ranger.
right, yeah, guys, just so we're clear, Jeremy calls it Divine Art.
Yeah.
In case you're confused by some.
I also say Prude and Faust.
Yeah, he's an asshole. But, okay, continuing on, Lickitung is just, his evolution doesn't make
He
sense.
has like some Elvis hair going on, and he just
Yeah.
stands up straight.
Yeah,
But that's really it.
that,
And I'm not saying that that's like a bad thing,
no, it's
because
fine, I mean,
Oh.
it's fine. But it's like an evolution, really. That seems like more of an accessory pack to me.
they could have skipped it and then put more work into another Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think actually just the way. Okay, no, I can't say that sentence. I was about to say with the way Nintendo is, and I'm like, well, we all know how Nintendo is,
yeah.
so let's stay away from that one.
Okay, the next one that actually kind of hurt my childhood a little bit was Chansey getting an evolution. And then them
let's see.
them replacing Chansey with new shit.
With
Right.
It just
Audino
yeah, it just hurt.
healing
It
Pokemon.
just hurt. To me, Chansey was so great, and it just
That was
hurt.
like it. That's all Nurse everything all the time, and
Yeah.
then Audino comes in. It's like I have a heal spell from fucking Final Fantasy.
What's this new one? Is it some Gen 5?
It's
Yeah, from
Pokemon
the-
Black and White. It's the exact same thing as Chansey. It's
Gross.
Just without the egg, and it has bigger
That's
views.
disgusting.
yeah,
And
exactly.
it's not really a useful Pokemon. It's
Like
it's
Chansey
just
was
a
useful.
fun thing.
Chansey was useful to a point. She could
Cool.
she could absorb every attack that your enemies threw at her where you revived your Pokemon. That was what I used her for. Just non-stop absorb hits. And it hurt me a little bit when Chansey got replaced. And it's like in the new games when you see the moving, shaking grass and you jump in it and it's an Audino again and you're like, well, shit. This is bullshit. I don't want it.
You're reminded every minute of your waking life.
Exactly, that Chansey is no longer the thing. And it hurts.
no longer top dog.
No,
And
That's
never
kinda
will be ever again.
it hurts. Yes, it hurts.
And even if Chansey does rise up to #1 spot again, it's just like
It won't be
you
the
have to
same.
think back and be like, it had to get over Audino to get there this time. So it's not even like winning first place. It's just sort of like the person who is in first place opted to go to second.
Yeah.
And, like, we're not saying Audino's better. It's just, like, the fact that there's a second person in the mix there now, it's just like, oh.
It's pretty much having two of the same Pokemon.
It's like all these new Pidgeys and all that. Like, all the starter bird Pokemon you find.
I kind of like that trend, but then again, I hate it. Because, like, okay, I like the tradition of, I wonder what the new generic bird's gonna be. And then it's kind of like, do we need 50 fucking generic birds?
Exactly, like...
Like, why can't they just throw Pidgey into each new thing? Because that, you run around... Granted, I'm from the Western Hemisphere, so anybody listening to this right now who... Yeah. But I go anywhere in America, you see a fucking pigeon. Any city in America, you'll see a fucking pigeon.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure anywhere on Earth you'll see some type of pigeon. And it's just like, why do they need, like, every new island to have its own fucking pigeon? Like,
okay, what I'm going to say here...
It's not some Darwin shit where every fish is your beak. It's a fucking...
It's a generic bird, and Pidgey's not really a pigeon. Like whatever that new one is for Pokemon Black and White is definitely a pigeon.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like each generic common bird
is a generic common bird that should be the exact same thing everywhere.
Yeah.
But like what I did like is Wingull. I loved Wingull. The idea
Wingull was cool.
Wingull and Pelipper. That was my god.
That was the coolest thing.
I got its ass kicked all the time.
Like, yeah.
Pelipper is the most pimp thing on Earth.
Because you just do that stockpile or whatever.
It's not even a bird, it's just a mouth with a face drawn on it.
And then Thundershock, and then everything ends.
And then that was the easiest fight in the history of Pokemon.
In the history of fights. In the history of combat.
In the time before land.
In the time before land.
But, sorry, I don't know why. But, okay, Tangela. I love Tangela. Never understood it, love Tangela. I'm glad that Tangela got that evolution. Like
that brings me back to the thing about Machop, Machoke, and Machamp just being native, like, undeveloped tribes of people in the woods that were enslaving and throwing them into our, like, dogfighting rings. What if... I always thought that Tangela was just some, like, African midget tribe dude in a bush. And we were just like, this motherfucker's too hard to get out of the bush, so we're gonna take the bush too. That was like...
That's actually a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, that is good.
Like, that goes with my link cable logic. Like, that's how I thought Tangela was when I was 8 years old. And so I'm like, okay, it's a bushman, whatever.
Okay,
and then tank growth happens, and I'm like, this bushman knows magic now.
Okay, what always got me was I've always, like, in the deepest part of my soul, wanted to know what the hell a Tangela looks like without the tangles.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just some African pygmy dude. Just going out on a limb and saying I'm right. I'm not John, but if I had to hazard to guess.
If Mega Tangela is just some really tall black guy with shaggy.
Mega Tangela, it would be like...
I would die.
What if every Pokemon has a Mega form? Every final evolution has that'll be fucking ridiculous. Jinx! Oh my god, what is Jinx gonna look like?
Don't talk like that, man.
We're not gonna kick that horse. We're not gonna kick that yet.
Dude, Gyarados is gonna be such a badass.
Or a horrible idea. Like you.
Or it'll either be really horrible or really fucking sweet.
Okay. I'm gonna go with it's gonna be some crazy shit Hydra.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Dude, oh my god!
I want to see some fan art. Go to Deviant art for me. Really.
Deviant. Don't go to Deviant art while you're recording.
No, that's a horrible idea.
Yeah, that's a horrible... The homepage is like ground zero of everything the internet doesn't want to see right now.
Okay, now what I do love is...
Hold on.
Wait, is it a video recording too, or is it just audio? I thought it was just video. Okay.
Yeah, we're talking for no
reason.
Video. These guys are seeing multiple tabs of a horrible thing. No, I've only got 2 tabs open on Firefox.
Alright. Okay.
Not Jeremy's 30 tabs of porn.
And that's what his TV is for.
Yeah, that's what my TV's for.
God, Google Hangouts.
Oh, I love it. That's for another video.
That is for another video.
We're jumping topics here. Okay.
But let's jump back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
The next what is it? 6 Pokemon right there are straight water Pokemon. I love that.
Hold on. Goldeen... English. Goldeen to Seaking. I don't like...
Motherfucking
that.
Sea King.
Yeah. They made I understand they made those Pokemon before the whole gender thing happened in Gen 2.
Yeah.
But I don't like how they make certain Pokemon to be
Tranny fish.
a certain gender. Oh my god.
Jenner.
Jenner. Jen Warner.
But
Jenner.
yeah, we get what you're saying.
Like Mr. Mime. You cannot have a female Mr. Mime.
Yeah,
Ever. You're not allowed. You can't.
That's really disturbing.
that would be a Mrs. Mime. I
That's
wouldn't have
just some... I'm not saying like transvestites or cross-dressers
Jinx.
are a bad thing, but it's just like, why would...
Why is it necessary?
Yeah.
It is. Okay,
Oh, what were you saying?
No.
Okay.
You don't want to finish that sentence.
Staryu and
There you go.
Starmie are fantastic.
Yes, they are. Okay, my 8-year-old logic is... I'm learning that my 8-year-old logic is the best thing that's ever happened to this world so far, but I was always like, okay, Staryu is a really weak version of it, so it's like, okay, it's starring you, the other guy, because my Pokemon sucks.
Oh.
Starring me was like, Pokemon kicked ass. They're starring me now. I pulled up the name on accident when I was a little kid.
My mind's blown right now. Oh my god.
Okay, when I was little, I thought Pokemon were cool. Jeremy obviously had to figure out something about every one of them.
I had to make everything into like...
His own... I mean, I
Lots
guess it works, because he's probably better at me than Pokemon. I don't know, we're gonna try
Unless you use a fucking Ditto. And then just
Fucking
no one wins ever.
I destroy with Ditto.
Oh my god, I hate you. Because it's like...
And movement speed Gengar.
Ah.
That was the best combo in history.
What?
Everything.
Okay,
There's Pokemon Online, Bix?
yeah, you ever seen
No,
Pokemon Online? It
no.
was...
What?
Okay,
I
it
I
is-
may have seen it. I haven't really looked at videos.
It's
on
just
it
like
yet.
a free download game where you pick your own team and you make
literally...
moves
And you
and
stat...
then just challenge people in a chat room to fight you.
You full on stat
Oh.
everything up, and you have like a certain amount of numbers you can use, right?
Yeah, you pick where their IVs, where their IVs and EVs go, and you pick their ability, what item they hold, what their moveset is, what
Yeah,
level.
it's
remember-
basically the ultimate Pokemon.
It's
I remember
it's
the time when
basically
the only
doing.
EVs people. Oh, Dad, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's basically doing everything really hardcore, dedicated, competitive.
So something I
handheld
never do.
players
Right.
but with no work whatsoever.
Yeah, it was the greatest like 2 weeks of our life.
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah.
the time when the only EVs people knew about was the Pokemon.
Oh,
that
you
was,
and that joke, you piece of shit.
Oh.
You
I
were
saw
my-
that coming too.
Okay.
I saw that coming.
Okay, and
I am serious though about that.
And speaking of serious, you know Jinx is actually got an art change because she was black at first, and then people
Yeah.
racism.
Wasn't it like an anime thing where they were just like, okay, it kind of looks like blackface?
It was just people found it racist and were like, nope, we
I
can't
don't
do this.
really. I understand, but then that again, not again, but that brings up the thing of like, it's racist because you're racist because you thought this was racist. Like, just because
Exactly.
it's a humanoid form and its face is black, you have to be like, oh, you're a racist piece of shit. Like, why do you have to be
Yeah, it's
so, like, jump the gun on it?
it is a personal problem.
If Jinx was like a four-legged animal and had black skin, no one would give a fuck.
But she's
And
slightly
it's up on
humanoid.
Netflix, it's like, it's an African fucking stereotype.
Okay, Electabuzz, Magmar, we've already discussed that we don't like their evolved...
Magmar?
I said Magmar, didn't I?
You said Magmar.
Okay. But like Electabuzz and Magmar, we've already decided we love their pre-evolutions because it gives us a sense of like growth, but they could have stopped there.
Yeah. I think what they're doing with the Mega Evolutions is sort of what Electivire and Magmortar
I have to
was.
admit, I kind of liked Electivire.
I mean, they're cool.
Electivire, it Yeah, I've never like legitimately used it, but it looks like a fucking beast.
Okay, like this is the way I perceive them, right? It's Magmar and Elekid are like the 12-year-old kids who aren't quite like Charmander, like little Charmander, right?
Yeah.
Like if you were to put this in like childhood age, they're the slight, like the older kids that are just above the threshold of the little kids, but not quite into like Charmeleon area.
Electivire evolves from Electabuzz, dude.
Yeah, and then Electabuzz. No, I said Elekid. I said Elekid.
I heard Electivire.
Okay, let me just talk about Bix.
I was just like, what? Why?
The Bix's logic is complete 100%. Electivire does evolve from Electabuzz. He is 100% right. Now let's get back to what we were talking about.
Shut up.
Like, and then Electabuzz is like the 22-year-old compared to like the 17-year-old Charmeleon. Right? Like just kind of, and then it's like the big burly badass biker guy, and like that's how I always viewed like their evolution tree. Instead of like kid to teenager to adult, it's like almost teenager to almost adult to almost whatever, like to the next like the prime, right?
I was always kind of confused by Magmortar because I was just like, okay, Magmar and its pre-evolution, I was kind of like, okay, they're kind of, they fit everything. They kind of look like ducks, and they have the weird head, and, they fit together. And then Magmortar's just like, I'm fucking Samus Aran.
Okay. And then let's continue on now. Like, we've talked about those. Pinsir doesn't make sense to me, ever.
Why?
I like Pinsir as a standalone.
I like Heracross.
Heracross is and always will be the shit.
Heracross
is a fucking badass.
Bestial monster right there is what he is.
Best Pokemon ever.
Pretty
Saying
much.
it now.
Until you go up against a slight breeze.
Against what?
Until you go up against the slight breeze.
Yeah, right.
Oh, shut up.
If it's a windy day, you better watch the fuck out.
Then Heracross uses like Rock Slide or Stone Edge.
And still dies because the windy breeze blows that shit back at him. But I love
the windy breeze, as if a breeze was suited for any other adjective.
The aquatic breeze.
I just imagine being in the deep end of a pool, and you feel like, whoa. Something brushed up against my leg, and your buddy's like, "No worry, that's the underwater wind."
It's called a current, homie. Okay, when I was little, I caught 13 Tauros because I thought you had to.
You thought you had to? Oh, when they make you go into the Safari Zone?
Yeah, I thought you had to catch like 1 billion Tauros to leave.
I can get that. I thought like you just had to catch something, so I was like, alright, Caterpie, fuck it. And I didn't know that it was a game, so I caught the Caterpie, and I'm like, what? Why am I here? And then I looked it up, because I was a pretty big retard when I was a kid. Still am.
I don't know. You figured out that,
I had some pretty genius fucking ideas.
Star you, star me.
But my sense of, like, linear thinking wasn't great, so I was just like, I had to wait until I was able to get my hands on that strategy guide to figure out, I have to go find this thing and this dude in the Safari Zone to move on. I thought it was just like, okay, play this fucking game, and then the gym leader shows up because he was taking a nap.
No, but I spent like at least 10 hours catching Tauros, just because I could never. It was Safari Zone. You couldn't beat them up. You threw rocks at them and they ran away. Like most things. Like I tried it in my neighborhood, didn't work.
With bolts. Yeah, I went to a farm and threw rocks at cows.
No, me and my friends had a rock fight that week. I left with 2 black eyes and a really large goose egg on top.
I left with 3 black eyes.
Shut the hell up.
With 3 black guys.
I have never met a black guy.
Never met a black guy.
Good to know.
Good to know. I'm glad this is being recorded.
Okay, next thing. With that.
Magikarp Gyarados is perfectly fine with me.
Yeah.
Complete pansy-ass thing. Definitely needed Gyarados to be its badass.
Yeah.
Lapras.
Magikarp is the best ever.
Yeah.
Ridiculously OP, but the best ever.
Lapras, I'm fine with being a standalone.
I just love Lapras in general.
Does
like,
Lapras evolve into something?
No, I hope not.
If it does, I'm gonna.
I don't know where things are going, but I hope not. I think it's a thing where like, if it were given a pre-evolution, I wouldn't mind.
But it doesn't need one.
It doesn't need one.
I mean, depending on what
they did. It's not something that they should focus their attention on. What the fuck does Lapras come from? It's just like, it doesn't need one, but if they gave it one that wasn't a fucking fish.
Dude, you know what would be the craziest shit in the world?
What?
If its shell was like a cloister, and it was a seal or some random shit like that. That would
Did you say a seal? Because that's not what seals do.
Well, I don't even care. Like some kind of fish Pokemon, and then like a cloister just chills on its back all day. That'd be the craziest.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about that,
it looks like it, doesn't it?
That'd be pretty fucking tight. That'd be like a Slowbro thing.
Exactly.
But would it? Like, it enveloped its whole body, so is that just like, it tried to eat me, but it didn't work?
I don't know.
And it just hasn't had the decency to get the fuck off yet.
What is Lapras? Like, if you were to relate to
it's
regular
Pokemon. It's a plesiosaur thing.
It's a what now?
It's a type of dinosaur, I'm pretty sure.
Like,
yeah, it's like the Loch Ness Monster, but with a shell.
Okay, I couldn't think of that for some reason. You're right, though. Okay. Ditto, we've already discussed that I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. My next problem is, and this comes with extreme bias because of reasons, Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite. I fucking
Wait, you're skipping. You are skipping, like, the prime.
Because I have no problems with anything else. Is there something you wanna...
Porygon. What the fuck?
What's wrong with Porygon? It's artificially made Pokemon. They have to... In the technology that they had back then, when they made up the concept...
We can rebuild it.
By the way, Porygon is how you say polygon in an Asian accent. When they figured a Porygon, they were just like, okay, so if we're going to make a game character, it's got to be out of polygons. So we got to fit that into a joke of making an artificial Pokemon out of polygons on a computer. And they just cut it really, crudely, and then printed it out, and there it was.
Okay, you know what? I was never racist enough as a kid, apparently. I get that joke. It just went right over my head.
I got that when I was like 12. I'm like, wait a minute, Porygon.
I never got that.
Porygon.
You
Porygon.
just opened my eyes to racism again.
I have opened your eyes. Because you're Japanese.
Because I'm Japanese.
I just took your eyelid.
Separate them slightly from the other one. I loved Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres.
Articuno, oh my god. I thought, here's where I turn into a big giant faggot. I thought Articuno was already? This is when I turned into it.
Okay.
Wait, we're going back in the past. I thought Articuno was like the prettiest fucking thing on earth because I saw it in the anime and it was blue and I'm like, I love these birds, and it fucking sparkled because there was ice. And I was like,
it was beautiful.
Oh my god, that is gorgeous. Okay. And I fangirled over Articuno for like fucking 6 years.
The #1 moment of my childhood life that ever cemented with me and ever will is Numero Uno Articuno, the episode title.
What? Oh my god.
And then Numero Dos, it's Zapdos, but another episode title. And then
Numero Tres, Moltres.
Or it was some like thing of that, and it just cleared everything I've ever. I was like, what the fuck?
That's Dora the Explorer.
And wait, no, listen.
Spanish.
This is going farther. Listen, okay? Zapdos was the only reason I ever remembered how to say shoes in Spanish. Zapatos. Zapatos.
Oh my god, what?
Like, I was like, dude.
What?
Like, it sounded like Zapdos, and I was on like it was in like 7th or 8th grade that I was like learning this, right? I was on like a Pokemon rerun of my entire life. I'd found my Pokemon Yellow again, and my Game Boy, and I took it to school, told my teacher to suck a dick, and played, and he said Zapatos, and I thought he was like looking over my shoulder watching my game, and I was like, what? It wasn't me, and I put my Game Boy back under my desk, and he's like, shoes wasn't you? I'm like, what?
That's one of those moments where, like, I'm 30 years old and I'm buying my son shoes, and I won't let him get anything else other than the light up Zapdos shoes.
Oh god.
Just so I can make that pun in real life.
Oh god.
Like, that's one of those things
where you
from,
don't.
like, the Fairly Odd Parents, where it's like, we need a 10-year plan.
I would love. That's perfect. By the way.
That's great.
Okay, now we can move on. Other
Now
than
we can
Snorlax.
move-
Wait,
okay.
Snorlax. Too great.
What the fuck is wrong with Snorlax?
Snorlax too great equals badass.
Too great.
Snorlax equals
Too great to hate.
Riot, please nerf. League of Legends reference. Haha.
Too
Snuck it
legit.
in,
Haha,
bitch.
I don't think you get.
Snuck it in, bitch.
Did everyone just sneak past too great to hate?
No, we heard it, but I League of Legends reference.
Uh,
Yeah, I said Riot, please nerf. But Snorlax, and I do love Munchlax. He is one of the pre-evolutions that I think fits perfectly.
I think it's just like, I'm a spry young lad, and then I turned 40 and I never fucking moved the house.
But no, the word
Before,
like
after.
Okay, look, the thing is, Snorlax is a total badass. He does that back handspring in Ash's gym fight or whatever, and totally,
Yeah.
he's like half asleep and just back handsprings. I'm like, the fuck? Snorlax isn't completely fat and useless.
Dude, sleep talk can be a
I don't
bitch.
have time for your shit, bitch.
Yeah, he's like, I'm taking a nap. Get off me, ho. I'm like, damn, dude. From that moment on, from watching that episode, from that moment on, I went and caught every Snorlax and trained him. He was always in my team, always will be, because of that one anime episode.
Just that one
Anime,
episode.
man.
I just.
That one
I think
episode
it
sold
was-
it.
Oh god.
Okay,
jeez.
now we can go to Dratini, and Bix is gonna
Drat-
cream his jeans.
Oh,
Just
he's
have
creaming
a-
his pants. He's getting ready for the finale here.
I think we're gonna do the first 151 and then cut it off for this episode. Cool?
That's fine.
That's good with me. And then we'll do number 2. We'll just do one for each gen.
Oh, I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah.
Alright, sweet.
Okay.
Sorry, I just
So-
brushed your pants. Go on.
It's the Bikini Dragonair. Like I said, this comes from a lot of bias because of reasons. But I love Dratini. I love Dragonair. They're awesome. They're cool looking. They're fucking badass. They're the only dragons in the game. Then Dragonite comes along. What the fuck is that?
Okay, wait. Let me stop you.
Okay,
Let me stop you.
First of all, he looks like Barney from.
Oh my god, he does a little bit. Holy shit.
I don't even care that he's dopey looking, because like if you morph the art around a little bit, he kind of looks like a badass. But still, okay, it goes from like this fucking Eastern ass looking fucking cool serpent dragon thing, and then oh fuck, it's got a horn, and it's got wings on its head because it's Japan, and then
I
that.
don't know. I love Dragonite.
Okay, Dragonite could have been a standalone.
It's still my
standalone.
favorite
Not
dragon.
necessarily a standalone, but
Definitely needs some pre-evolutions to it.
It's still my favorite dragon Pokemon.
Like, even back when I was 10 years old playing the first and second gen games, I was always like, why does this really cool looking serpent thing turn into that? Like, I never really got the maturation, however you pronounce that word.
okay, wait. On the topic of maturation, you know that program you went through in 5th grade where they taught you about your body? I
Yeah.
had to go through that shit twice because I transferred schools.
Oh.
Thanks
And it
for
was-
sharing.
And it was the same guy who did it. That word
The
reminded
same.
me.
Whoa.
The same guy from
I don't think.
the same guy
I
from
think
shut
they
up,
told
shut
you.
up,
They
quit your
should.
life. The same guy from like 2 cities away taught that at my first elementary school, and then I
Oh.
transferred like almost at the end of the year, and he taught at my second elementary school.
I thought you were gonna just stop it. Like the same guy from 2 cities away taught me about my body for the second time. I'm like, you really need to stop denying that you were molested twice in 5th grade.
Shut up, you're done.
The fact that it's just so open and like nonchalant.
Yeah.
It's a sign.
Okay.
It's a sign.
Okay, but what always got me was, you know, in the Pokemon movie where Mewtwo comes out, right?
Yeah.
Dragonite is like, what the fuck are you? He has no purpose in that movie.
Other than to deliver mail.
He drops a letter. You know who does that better? That little owl shit that Team Rocket gets.
Pelipper?
No, fuck Pelipper.
Ouch.
Owl shit?
I'm trying to not fuck Pelipper. Pelipper's great, but I'm talking about the like.
Don't fuck Pelipper. Pelipper's good. I'm sorry I said that.
Well, what is his name? What is his name? He's like.
What are you talking about?
Let me find him. Give me. I'm Google. Here I go.
You're dumb.
What is his name? Shut up.
Oh, here I go.
Pokemon delivers. How the fuck do you spell deliver?
D-E. Oh my god.
Deliver
Too much.
letter. I can't think of his name. I got a Pokemon. I got a Pokemon card when I was little from this chick who wanted my dick.
It's probably not even a thing. It's probably a trainer card.
No, it's like a legitimate Pokemon.
Well, no, I know it's a legitimate Pokemon, but I don't think Team Rocket had a fucking male pigeon.
Yeah, they did.
No. Did they?
Totally didn't.
When?
Bird Pokemon.
What did it?
Yeah, they did. So,
No, they
Oh shit! I know what you're talking
He
about.
knows what I'm talking about.
Delibird.
Delibird, that's the one.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
Suck
I
it in,
thought
Jeremy.
you meant,
Jeremy,
like-
Jeremy, Jeremy, listen to me.
No. I know what
Jeremy.
you're talking about now. I
Jeremy,
thought
suck
you
it
meant
in.
like Hoot Hoot or something came out of nowhere and gave him an envelope, and it's like, oh, now we steal Pikachu. And I'm like, that never fucking happened.
Delibird, that's the name. Thank you, Bix. You were wonderful.
It's just, but that's not just for Team Rocket. Like that's what Delibird does.
I know, but like that's the thing. The only reason that's Delibird. The only thing he did in that TV show though was actually go and do it to Team Rocket. That's the only time you saw him in the TV show.
Actually, go and do it to Team Rocket.
Shut up.
The only thing he did actually go and do it to Team Rocket.
I
He
love
just went and done
English.
it.
I love English at 12:30.
He
That is the
owned that
best
shit.
time to speak English. 12:30 after you get off work. But yeah, Delibird. That is the purpose of Delibird, right there. Is to deliver letters. Why the fuck did they have Dragonite do it?
Because it was a
was
first
down.
gen movie.
I don't give a shit. They had the idea already. I don't give a shit.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't released.
I don't
like
care.
I have
I don't
ideas,
care. I don't
things
care.
I
He's just
can't
too
do
butthurt
them yet.
to bring
But
this
yeah,
up.
yeah, I totally agree with you. Dragonite makes no sense. He's cool, but he could have a
No, it
different.
makes perfect sense.
No, I
but
mean-
it's just like everything up till that point was like, okay, this animal matures and it looks like this, so we make that an evolution.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Dragon
like-
sort of thing.
Like,
But I always thought that it would just be like, you know, that Eastern Dragon
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
It has like the deer antlers and then the like three-toed feet, and it looks really fucking cool. Kind of like Gyarados if it had feet.
yeah, almost.
But it was just weird how it went from, you know, like Chinese dragon fucking fly by magic
To
and
fat
then
European
like
dragon.
pseudo Western dragon that stands upright. Like I always just thought it was a really
Pseudo
weird
Uda.
pseudo.
Mix.
I can't help but make that joke
We're not
every
on
time
the
I hear that. I don't care.
We're not there yet.
Save your energy.
This is BixMatters.
This is not BixMatters.
This is not Bix.
That is a lie. It's going to be titled BixMatters Pokemon Edition.
BixMatters not.
But
We're
yeah,
gonna get
Mewtwo
what?
and Mew. Mewtwo and Mew. Any complaints with them?
Not really.
Other than, my only complaint is like storyline shit. Or Mew is the ultimate Pokemon, and they clone him, and then
It's not the ultimate Pokemon. They were just like, okay, it's the first Pokemon. Let's try and figure out that shit so we can understand all of the other Pokemon.
But like,
and
and then you come
then
over
the dude
and
went crazy and tried to make like a 2 version for every Pokemon so he could, you know, bring back his daughter, and they died. And Mewtwo was the only one that survived. And he's angry because they used him for science, and he had to grow and mature, and I am 8 years old.
yeah.
And I think after that, our video's good.
But if you were wondering, Shiny Dialga is available between August 19th and September 8th at GameStop stores.
Are
August
you
30th.
looking at the homepage while we're talking about the Pokedex?
Fuck
I'm
off.
on that page, yeah, but it's just a right-hand tab. It's like,
Dude, shiny Giratina.
that looks pretty cool, actually. I like the inverted blue on the wings and all that.
So Cletis, are you a GameStop spokesperson now?
No, but I will absolutely throw out names of people if they'll sponsor us ever, you know?
Ever.
Ever.
Say
Never.
hello to sponsored by.
No, we
I
have,
can't even say it
yeah,
because if
I
I,
would
do,
never be able to say it.
we have 0 sponsors. We're poor. We're not actually a thing yet, but we try. A for effort. More like a D- because of our grades, but we're not failing completely.
Yet.
Yeah.
We've shown up cool. I'm quitting. Okay, guys, that was fun. We should have another one out then, sometime within the next while.
Sometime within the next lifetime.
Sometime within time.
Sometime within time.
We're on Maryland.com/Pokedex because apparently Pokemon.com/US.
Maryland is the ultimate source for everything ever, as long as it includes
Maryland or Mariland?
Mariland?
Mario.
Mariland?
Mariland. That's how I've always pronounced it.
Fuck off. Bix, no. Fine. It's Maryland.
And that is Jeremy saying goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bix, fuck off. Yeah, guys.
It's still not BixMatters, is it?
It's still not BixMatters.
Okay.
Maybe next time it'll. Maybe.
Bye. Okay.
Okay, guys. That was fun. We'll have another one out within life and enjoy. #/curse gaming. I don't know. That was actually at the bottom of the screen. Curse Gaming, which is a League of Legends team. So it's that's actually really cool.
It's with Curse now. Can you cut the fucking video?
Yeah, we're done. Okay, love you. Bye.